Today we're going to talk about something very, very different from the bucket list that so many people start to create this time of the year. And also, as you can see, we're outside in the forest. Whoop! And we're going to go see if we can find an abandoned cabin. Let's go. I'm sure you've heard about bucket list, but let me introduce you to it's more liberating, I think, and a little bit sassier cousin, the fuck it list. I learned about this concept from a woman named Therese Furudal, so go check her out. I think her Instagram name is Yoga Stories. Let me explain what the bucket list actually is. A bucket list is loaded with so much pressure, I think. Sure, they can of course be helpful and be a boost in your focus and maybe get some anticipation up, which it's good for us. But I have always thought that they come with a lot of pressure. Your bucket list, on the other hand, is basically a promise to yourself. A list of things that will help you free up your resources. Basically, time, energy, money, and fucks to give. It's like a support system for your vision board. Well, or bucket list if you use that. But I like to use vision boards instead of the bucket list because I'm very visually oriented. So it helps me a lot more to actually plan out with pictures and write little notes about what I want, in what direction I want my life to go. And the bucket list, it's a really good complement to the vision board. So why do you need a bucket list? If you already have a vision board or a bucket list, you already know, right? Well, your bucket list helps you prioritize. When life gets very overwhelming and after the holidays, for example, or when you've had your sit-down session, when you're planning out what you're gonna do with your life or what directions you want to take, when everyday life sets back in, it can be so hard to keep the focus and to allocate your resources in a way that keeps you moving towards the things that you want. And a bucket list will help you set boundaries, make decisions, and just focus your energy on what really matters to you. Fuck, I just scared off, I think, roe deer. I hope so it wasn't moose. This is the thing, when I walk in the forest and everything, I forget sometimes to make sounds. I mean, it's not like you can't hear me. Just look at that. Not the best way to get anywhere. So yes, I'm panting already, but so yeah, you can hear me. I don't know, these roe deers, I'm quite close to where people live, so they are, how do you say, not, they're used to people and sounds, so they don't leave immediately when they hear you coming through the forest. They wait and just till you get way too close, and it scares the balls out of you, and they can get really, really pissed if you get too close to them. So it's not really a good thing. I think we're closing in on the cabin though, because the forest is, as you can see, is getting way better than over here. No one has built anything there, I'm telling you. But yeah, the bucket list. I started using that just a couple of years ago, but it's been so good. It's been such a good complement to my vision boards. But something that is so important when you make one is that you can't make the things that you want to change. You can't make them vague. They have to be actionable and specific. Like, for example, don't just write, I'm going to stop thinking about what people think about me. Well, do you hear how difficult that sounds? How are you even going to do that? I mean, what's the plan? You can't just wake up one day and think, well, I'm not thinking about that anymore. It doesn't bother me. That's not how we humans work. at least not in general. If it's you, congratulations. But for most of us, it's hard to change a behavior and thought pattern that are already engraved, so to say, in your brain. So it has to be specific and actionable. And I'm gonna give you some examples in a bit. I'm just gonna get a little closer to the cabin. I hope the cabin. I see something through the woods. See? In here? Let's go. This is so cool. Look at the rock. Huge. I don't know, maybe I think it's bedrock. Maybe? Chanterelle! Well, you can't really eat those, but good to know. You can't eat those now, I'm gonna say. Let's go up to the cabin. There's a lot of junk, unfortunately, as well too. Like an old, I don't know if that's a stovepipe or something. Let's go up. This is such a cool place. Check it. Here it is. We found the cabin. I'm not sure if we can see anything inside. Not really. Mostly using my phone. So here are some examples on how you can formulate yourself, how you can write it for it to be, I think it helps your mind better when you formulate it like this. I have actually find it a little hard because it's so easy to just write, stop eating donuts every day, or stop caring about what other people think, stop comparing yourself, and so on. But so I have, this is my formula for how I write my own bucket list. And it goes like, instead of just writing, stop comparing myself to others. I write, I'm going to unfollow or mute accounts on social media that makes me feel inadequate, for example. Or instead of, I'm going to stop procrastinating, I write, I'm going to use a 10-minute timer to get going on tasks that I am avoiding or think is boring. So in general, when you want to change things in your life, it's a good rule of thumb to try to get in the habit of thinking, what small action can I take today that will get myself closer to where I want to be, or closer to the goal that I have. The thing that you do doesn't have to be like wall breaking or something huge. For example, for me, when I was driving long drives before, I always ate snacks and candy and just junk food all the time. And that has been something that I have been thinking, that's a small thing that I could change. That maybe instead of buying candy and chips and other snacks, I really think about how long am I gonna drive? Well, 5 hours. It's not that long. What if you buy some apples maybe you make sure that you eat before or take something with you from home. It's just really a habit that needs to be changed. I'm not a bad person for eating candy on road trips, but I feel way better if I don't do it all the time because I drive long road trips quite regularly. So what's on my bucket list then? let's dive into it, shall we? Shall we? And this, as I said, is I am trying always to develop how I formulate how I write it, how I write my list. So here is how I have written my list this year, and we will see how it does. I think it's gonna do well. I hope so. So I'm gonna read from my notebook because I can't memorize all of this text. On my fuck it list. Getting dragged into other people's emotions. I often get rallied up in other people's stress. Fuck that. I'm going to stop in my tracks, take 3 to 5 breaths, and then continue on. So there's the formula. I write the behavior that I do, the behavior or the habit that I have that I want to quit, and then I write, fuck that. And then I write what I'm going to do instead. So I always have something else to, you can't just, so it's not just stop doing that. And then it's like, well, I need something to hang on to. Another thing that's on my list. I tend to overthink and worry about the future. Fuck that. You are a reasonable adult. You are a reasonable adult and can take care of yourself and your responsibilities. Enjoy life. Next point. I feel dumb when I spend money. Even if it's something that I really want and have been thinking about for a long time. Fuck that. Enjoy your money. And if you just hear this and think, well, that sounds like you're just gonna, say screw everything and just go be reckless. It's not about that. It's about everything is getting so wet. It's raining here. It's really, really sucks. Fucking hell. This roof. I'm gonna do it like this. Life is just way too short to be limiting ourselves into sad puddles of bitterness. Your fuck it list is your guide when your self-talk comes to talk down on you, tell you can't do things or that you suck, and just haunt you in general. It's your ticket to live a little more free. If you enjoy watching this video, please like the video, subscribe, and maybe share it with someone who you think needs to see this. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.